Got another prep food dish idea. I know that some of them might seem a little bit similar, but they're not. They all taste completely different from each other. And it's all stuff that you're going to need to use up at some point. Yeah, off the back of last night's slightly inebriated walk and talk, since then there's obviously been follow-up information that's come from Maya Tusi. But David Curtin's got an interesting. He's just released a video as well. That it's just, I think if you can look at different channels and different platforms and different perspectives, in my opinion, that just makes it way more rounded, and then you can take bits that resonate with you from each one of these people and put together probably a more accurate picture in your head if it resonates with you. You know, I've gone into resonance before. You know, everything is frequency, everything. So resonance, if you feel like something someone is saying resonates with you, then there's going to be some truth in there somewhere. So yeah, maybe check out David Curtin's video as well and his take on it, and bounce that off a few other people, including 2C. And yeah, you know, this is all deliberate, you know, and yeah, these people sicken me. They sicken me, you know. When you've got a backwards mentality coming to a forward thinking country, a first world country, again, it's oil and water. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. These people are backwards. They're fucking idiots, you know. Like I said, you know, and I'm sober now. No one wants them. No one wants them because they're just trouble. They're a pain in the fucking arse, you know. And again, I'm not racist. I'm not racist. You know. Have you heard me slate any other religion? Does my fucking head in. It really does. Sick of them. And I do get sent stuff, you know. And yeah, we are well overdue for a terrorist attack in this country. And we are on the highest alert. But that's because we've got so many of these fucking candidates now roaming our streets. And not just our streets, the streets of every country across the West. You know? Get ready to defend. I'll use the word defend, you know? Right, so this dish is sort of a Madras. And everything that I've used is all out of date. All of it, apart from the coconut milk. And again, a quick disclaimer. If you choose to use out of date food and cook it and eat it, any risk is on you, not me. Again, it's because you're not doing it right. If you do it right, you'll waste very, very little food, and you'll start working your way through it and creating really, really, really nice, interesting dishes. This was a bit of a risky one for me. So I was thinking, if I get this wrong, because in my head it all worked. If I get this wrong, then that's a lot of food. You know, there's a lot of food there. There's enough for 5 people, easy. If you throw rice into the mix, or pasta, you know, or even powdered mash, go nice with that. You know, mince and mash, it's the same thing. It's just a curry. So right, yeah. So let me go through it all with you. So this Madras curry sauce, the date was, there you go. So it's very specific. The 6th of the 10th, you know, 2023. the 6th. You've got to use it by the 6th, not the 7th. I think these are from Aldi or Lidl or something. You know, I'm sure you might be able to spot it somewhere on the pack, because I don't want to be faffing around. The date on this jar is unbelievably difficult to find. It is on there, and it was May 2022. So that's this one. So I thought, I've got plenty of jars and I've got lots of sachets of these that do need to get used up. Now, Madras is a hot curry, you know, and so I've not added any chilies or any extra heat to it. If anything, I've come up with this idea because there are a lot of people out there that they struggle with really spicy food. So this is kind of what I've done, is I've come up with a way of kind of mellowing it down a little bit, but you still get the flavours from the Madras. So there was a sachet of Madras curry sauce that was 2023. Did I say that right? Yeah, 2023. This was 2022. I found some dehydrated onions. This would have been one whole onion that was dehydrated in my dehydrator, and that was from November 2022. Then I've got another bag of mushrooms out, which was probably about, I don't know, maybe, I would say maybe a full punnet in there, or maybe just under, something like that, from 2023. So, yeah, no problem. You've seen one of these before, because I've used one of these in previous dishes, and I got one out to show you what it looked like and how thin these slices were. And so I've used the last one up. This is the last one. So there's 5 slices of sliced beef, decent beef in there. That just broke up and chucked into the dish, which was whoopsed. You know, it's not bad beef. It was originally £3.50 from October, day before my birthday, 9th of October, John Lennon's birthday. This is like a, if you know roughly what ratio of salt and pepper you put on your dinner, this is really stiff, so I'm not going to have to turn it around. So it's got different sized holes as you go around, and if you turn it all the way around, then it blocks it off completely. But I've mixed salt and pepper into one shaker, so I get both at the same time. So there's salt and pepper gone in there as well, just to kind of boost the flavour up a little bit. I've actually used a tablespoon of honey in this. I've written down two teaspoons, but it equates to about the same. Originally, I just used half a can of coconut milk, because I've got a lot of cans of this stuff, a lot. But as it went by and it started to reduce down and reduce down and reduce down, I realised that there was space on the top of the pan, so I've used a whole can of coconut milk in this dish. These black-eyed beans were best before September 2022. Now, these came out of the tub that was from 2020. If you can find cheap jerry cans on Facebook Marketplace or even online, you know, or army surplus stores, get some in, get them filled up and put a date on them. You need to rotate through your petrol more than you do your diesel. Don't get caught out. Shit's kicking off. So, yeah, I didn't even know that Tropical Sun made black-eyed beans. I didn't even know they made powdered milk until one of you guys told me. Because all I knew was the Tropical Sun powdered mash, that was it. But they make a whole range of stuff. And it's all good stuff. It's nice. It's really nice. So now that I've opened the bag and it's been exposed to the environment, I've decided to vac pack most of it up, and because it will extend its its life. You know, you need to prevent any moisture from getting to these beans because if they go mouldy, the mould that grows on some of these beans is very, very dangerous. So yeah, black-eyed beans, about a cup of black-eyed beans went in there. So I boiled the onions, the dehydrated onions, the dehydrated mushrooms, and the black-eyed beans all in one pan, and I cook them and just let them cook and cook and cook. When the beans are done, if you cook them all together, when the beans are done, everything else is done, and then you can just tip it straight in to your pan with everything else. I used a tablespoon of garlic powder. Again, that came out of the 2020 tub that I opened up in a previous video, which is September 2022. I'll go through that, no problem. That'll go in my bread as well. And I think that's about it. And I'm telling you, it's gorgeous. And the rice is the easy cook rice that was also in that tub from 2020. And it is easy cook, and I know how to make perfect rice. You know, there's a sweet spot where you've just got to stop cooking it, and it will carry on cooking. You know, so even if you're thinking it's a little tiny bit al dente, don't worry about it. In a couple of minutes' time, it won't be. So turn the heat off at that point. Unless you've got a rice cooker, you know, rice cookers are really good, but again, it's another gadget that you'll probably use for about 5 or 6 times, and then it will just end up in your cupboard collecting dust. Yeah, the coconut milk was the only one that wasn't out of date, and I know for a fact nearly all of my coconut milk, in fact probably all of it is in date, because it was something that I started thinking about further down the line. Yeah, do you know what? And again, you know, relying on other people. So today I've been waiting for the guy to come round and fix my my doorbell, you know, and he's just not. It didn't turn up. So, or did he? Proper shit dad joke that. So this is the list. So yeah, the dried onion equates to one onion, and then a punnet of mushrooms, 4 slices of beef. And you know what? You know, if you've not got any fresh beef in your freezer put away, there's nothing stopping you from opening a can of beef steak. You know the Prince's beef steak that used to be a couple of quid. Now I think it's about £4, £4.50. You could just chuck that in there. You could. Again, it's a great way moving forward of storing meat long term. Or even minced beef. You could put minced beef in there. You could use corned beef in there. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Or even those cans of chicken that do come out like chicken breast. You could chop that up, fry that up, and chuck that in there. You know, there's so many different ways you can you can make this your own. So yeah, that's the list. I started out with half a can, then I moved it up to 2/3 of a can. Then I thought, fuck it, I'll put the whole can in there, and it's just made it really, really creamy, really, really nice. And that's it. That's it. I might do a little bit of a waffle session later on. I don't know. But whether I do or whether I don't, much love. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. No fear. Ciao for now.